Have you ever watched these theme page gurus online talking about crazy editing strategies, advanced AI tools, complicated systems, content planners, and all of these secret methods? Meanwhile, you haven't even started yet, or you're still at the very beginning. And suddenly it feels like you need the most advanced strategy in the world just to grow a page. After failing over and over again, trying complicated editing styles, constantly testing new methods, and watching every advanced editing tutorial out there I could find, I eventually realized something. I needed a simple and a repeatable system that actually worked. And after generating over 300 million views and building pages to more than 800,000 followers, I finally found it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact editing approach that helped me to stand out in competitive niches using a method that's much simpler than most people think: the compilation editing method. The most important part of your video is not the editing itself. It's the idea behind the video and the hook that forces people to stop scrolling. Because nobody cares how clean your edit is if the video itself isn't interesting. And that's exactly why the first thing you need to do is find a viral clip in your niche. Because if the foundation of the video is already proven to grab attention, you're no longer creating content completely from scratch. You're building on something that already works, and that instantly gives you a huge advantage from the start. And the best part about this method is it works in every niche. It doesn't matter if you post cartoon clips like me, movies, athletes, motivation, business content, or anything else. The process stays the same. What I usually do is I go to competitor pages in my niche and look for clips that clearly stand out. You will notice very quickly which videos perform better than the others. Once I find a clip that already has strong engagement or millions of views, I take that idea and search for original videos on YouTube. So for example, in my case, I found a viral SpongeBob clip where SpongeBob giving advice to Squidward. And instead of just reposting that same one clip, I started building around it. You don't need to reinvent content. You need to recognize what already works and use it as the foundation for your own version. That first clips becomes the hook basically of your video. The thing that makes people stop scrolling and pay attention. And once you have that, everything else becomes much easier. This is where most people make the mistake. They find one viral clip, post it, and hope for the best. But if you want people to actually stay and watch until the end, you need more than just one moment. You need a story. So after finding my first viral clip, I started searching for two to three more clips that match the same topic or emotion. For example, if the first clip is SpongeBob giving advice to Squidward, then I'll search for more moments between those characters. Maybe clips about their friendship, maybe some emotional moments, or some funny interaction maybe. And suddenly, instead of posting one random clip, I have multiple clips that work together and create a narrative, a so-called story. And that's what makes this editing method so powerful. You're no longer just an editor, you're becoming a storyteller. And the cool thing is you can apply this to almost anything. You could do the friendship between SpongeBob and Squidward. The best mindset moments from Cristiano Ronaldo if you're in this niche. The hardest Arnold Schwarzenegger speeches, for example, if you're in the gym niche. The coldest David Goggin quotes, whatever. You're simply combining clips around one central idea. The goal is not to make the most complicated edit. The goal is to make people feel like they're watching one complete story. Because stories keep attention. And attention is what creates views. Another mistake beginners make is thinking they need professional editing skills before they can start. But honestly, simple editing done correctly will always outperform over-edited content with no structure. Once you have your clips ready, the editing process becomes very simple. Personally, I use CapCut for almost everything. First, I place the viral clip at the beginning of the video. That's important because the first clip is, like I told you, your hook. Then I edit in my own style. Maybe a sound effect, maybe a smooth transition, maybe animated captions, something subtle. that immediately catches attention in the first few seconds. After that, I add the next clip and connect them with smooth transitions. Nothing complicated. Yeah, you can play around with that. The key is simply making the video feel connected and easy to watch. Then I add my own captions, my own music and my own style. And suddenly a very simple compilation feels unique. Most viral videos are actually much simpler than people think. You don't need crazy effects, yeah? You just need a strong hook, a clear story and simple editing that keeps attention. And that's it. So if you've been overcomplicating editing this whole time, hopefully this video showed you that viral content is often much simpler than people make it seem. You don't need expensive software, you don't need advanced editing skills, and you definitely don't need to reinvent the content from scratch. You just need a proven system, a simple story, and your own style around it. But now that you understand how to actually create content that performs, the next step is learning how to make your page stand out as a brand. Because great content alone isn't enough if your page has no identity behind it. So watch the next video over here where I break down exactly how to build a recognizable theme page that people actually remember and follow.